Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we're going to continue our little theme of using this JavaScript button. We're going to create a modal type pop-up box with a contact form on click, something like this. And it's pretty much just exactly like a modal. Pop it up, close it, roll your site beneath it. And it's really easy to do. So let's get started. I guess the first thing I want to do is go to a page that doesn't have it on it. Divi just keeps getting better and better with more and more features. If you want to take it for a test drive, you can do so from my affiliate link below this video. We're going to use its positioning features today to create this. So let's enable the Visual Builder. And let's go down and create a new section. I'm going to hit the little purple button, add a regular section. Inside that section, I'm just going to put one row, one column. You can use any module you want in your modal, but today I'm just going to use a contact form just simply because it's real easy. There's our contact form. Of course, you want to put a success message for when you send your form. And as you can see, the submit button just says submit. That's fine to me. Of course, the real important thing is the email. I'll put that email address that you want the form sent to. me@myemail.com. That'll work fine. That's pretty much all I'm going to do this form. Let's save that. Okay, now we've got our section here. Let's go into our section and I'm going to give it a little light blue background. So I hit the little cog, I'm going to go to the background. Let's find a sort of light blue color that I used last time, something like that. That's fine. Now this section, I'm only going to want it to be sort of 80% of the screen, something like that. So let's go over to our design tab, down to sizing, and let's give it a width of 80 VW for viewable width. There we go. As you can see, it's shrunk down. Now I'm going to have that on all devices. We're going to have that on desktop, laptop and mobile. And I want it to be in the middle. Not that this is matter, because we're going to change the positioning in a minute to make it stay right in the middle. Okay, so we want it in the middle. And to make it a little bit more like a modal, let's go to our box shadow. And I'll add this one right here. Now, as you can see, that's only got a little bit of blur there, so I'm going to pull the blur strength up all the way and that all the way. If you decided that you actually wanted it to be the whole of the screen, you could put 100 VW in there, 100 VW for viewable width, and the same in the one below. And then you could bring the opacity down if you wanted it darker, more like a modal, sort of blurs most things out there, something like that. I think for my purposes, I'll leave the color like that. Put it how you want it, how you want your blur to work for you. So basically, we've got the structure going on there. I guess we'll put it a little title in. So let's add another little block. I'll put a text block in. Let's say contact us. I'll make that a title. I'll move this over so you can see what's going on there. We're just building the basic form here. And then let's edit it. If you go over and you hit the little blue paintbrush icon, it'll take you straight to the thing you want to edit. I want to put that in the middle. I want it to be a bit bigger, so let's make it semi-bold. We'll save that and we'll pop it up the top. Okay, how are we actually going to make this thing work? Well, we're going to do similar thing to what we've done in the previous video. Okay, now we've got this looking kind of like we want it. I'm just going to hide it so we can edit the rest of the site. The blur's taking over everything there. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to go to the advanced. I'm going to go to the custom CSS. And I'm going to say display none. Display : none. And that'll make it disappear. So we've got our site back here. Let's just save that. All right, let's go to this. I've got to add a little call to action here somewhere. Let's just add a little button below here. I'm going to add a little code module. We're going to go to W3 Schools, code we've been using recently, and I'll put this link below the video here. I'm going to copy this top button text, Control C to copy, back to the site. I'm going to paste it in my code block there. And as you see, I've got a little button right down there. It's not real interesting, but it's a button nonetheless. I just want to pop it in the middle, so what I'll do is go to Design, to Text, and align it in the middle. Now if we go back to the content, to the text, let's put a bit of style in there. I'm going to click just before the on click, button on click. I'm going to write style, S-T-Y-L-E, equals, open and close some inverted commas, or two sets of inverted commas. And within that is where I'm going to write the style for the button. So let's give it a background color. I guess we'll use blue again. Background, blue. Or whatever code, put your hex code or whatever it is color you want there. As you can see, it's turned blue. I want it a lot bigger than that. So let's add a bit of padding. And we'll say top and bottom, which will be the first one, 15 pixels. As you can see, it's grown larger. And for the second one, which will be left and right, let's say 40 pixels, make it fairly wide. Put a semicolon in. Now I want that text to be white, so we'll say color, white, or FFF, hex code, FFF, hashtag FFF. Great, and let's make that text uppercase as well. So we'll say text dash transform, uppercase, semicolon. Now you always put a semicolon in at the end so it reads the next bit of code. If you don't, it won't read the next piece of code. But that works great. So that's our button taken care of. Now we've got our button sorted out, let's go back to W3 Schools and grab the JavaScript. Now here's the JavaScript, and because it's script we need to wrap it in some script tags. But if you click on the try it yourself and go down, they've already wrapped it for us in their example here, so we can just take it from the top opening script tag to the closing script tag inclusive. Control C to copy, back to the Divi, and what I'm going to do is drop down one and pop it in there. There we go. Now click me doesn't really tell me very much, and if we look up here, that's where it says click me. So I'm going to just change that to contact us, I guess, as I've built a contact form. Great. So if we look at this bit of code, it says on click, it's going to target my function. And my function is this little script down the bottom here. Function, my function. And this is going to tell the section to display or not display. And the section that it's telling to display has got an ID of my div. So we haven't given our section that we built any ID yet, but I think I'll call mine P form for pop-up form, perhaps PFORM. You can call yours what you like as long as it's unique. Okay, so let's save that. And we've told our section with the form in it to display none. So how do we edit it? Well, it's really easy. Go down to this little purple button here. What we'll do, we'll go into what they call wireframe mode, this little icon on the left hand side. And voila, here's the section we created with our, no it's not, here's our section we created with the text and the contact form. So let's give our section that ID, hit the little cog to go into the section, advanced, CSS ID and classes, CSS ID, and we called it P form, wasn't it? That's fine. Okay, well, let's save it and see if it's going to work. It's not going to pop up in the middle where I want it, but we'll sort that out in a second. So exit the Visual Builder. Go down to where our button is. There it is, Contact Us. And our little form popped up. Now you may have noticed if I click it again, it'll go away. You may have noticed that when I first clicked that, if I click it again and refresh this page, I actually had to click it twice. Now I'm not particularly worried about that. What do you do when you click on something and nothing happens? Well, you usually click on it again. So if I click it, nothing happens, click it again, it'll open. Now every time I click it, it'll toggle it on, off, on, off. So I'm not particularly worried about that. Now then, we've got our section, it's here, but really we want to sort of pop it up in the middle like a modal and be able to scroll the site behind it if needed. So let's do that. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder again and we'll take care of that. Okay, back down to our section. Of course I can't see it, so we'll go back to wireframe mode. Now if you want to, you can take the display none away if you feel more comfortable with that, editing on the front end. So let's do that for the time being. The only reason I put display none is because you don't want the pop-up form to be there when they get there, or perhaps you do. If you do, that's fine. So let's go into section settings again. We'll take that CSS away. And we'll save our settings. Now we can go back to regular desktop mode and it'll be there. Okay, so what do we want it to do? Well, we want to give it a position. We'll go over to our advanced, we'll go down to position, and this is some of the wonderful new features of the Divi theme. It really is good. And instead of relative up there, I'm going to say fixed. I usually had to do this with custom CSS. And okay, well that's put it in a fixed position, but I don't want it on the top left. And we've got a little matrix here, top left, middle left, bottom left. I want to put it smack in the middle right there. Fantastic. So now we've got it there. That's great. But we're going to have a problem. If I just say that, once it's open, there's no actual way of closing it. With a modal, you've usually got a cross or a little button somewhere that says close. So let's fix that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to our little button, wherever it was. Right there. I'm going to clone it. I'm going to drag one of them. It doesn't matter which one because they're both exactly the same. And I'm going to pop it somewhere around here. Now it really doesn't matter where you put it because we're going to position it also. And I've also noticed that's got a bit of a white border on it. I don't want that, so let's go in there and get rid of that. It doesn't matter on the other one because it's got a white background. So after our last transform uppercase, after the semicolon that we put in, so we can put more code in, let's say border. colon, I guess it's blue we used, wasn't it? There we go, so that's disappeared. Fantastic. And semicolon in case we want to add some more. So now we've got something in there that'll actually close it for us. Now if you wanted to, you could also position this. Let's have a look. See if we go down to position. Now we don't want it fixed, because if we put it fixed it'll float away from our element, but we can say absolute, and that way we can pop it over to the right. What's happening there, if we pop it over to the left again, let's go to our design and the text. It's being forced in the middle because of this, so we can align it to the right if we want to. Then we can go to our advanced tab, back to our positioning. It's there where we want it. You can put it in the middle or at the bottom. We can offset it. I mean, you could put it on the bottom left over there if you wanted to, but you'd have to realign that text. We can use the offsets to put it up a little bit and put it over this way a little bit. Now we don't want it to say contact us, we want to say close, or you could just put an X in there if you wanted to. So let's go back to the text, and instead of contact us we want close. Fantastic. Okay, let's save our changes. And we want to go back into the section and re-enable the display none, advanced, custom CSS, main element, display, colon, none, semicolon. And it's gone again. Great. Save that. Save our page changes. Exit the Visual Builder. Okay, now then, let's go down and see what we got. There's our Contact Us button. Just click on it. Nothing happens. Click on it again. There it is. It pops up right in the middle of the page there. Fantastic. And let's close it. Open it again. And you can fill out the form. And send it. Close it. Simple as that. Now let's make sure this is actually going to work on all devices. So let's get it up. Now I'm using Google Chrome right here, so I've got the Chrome Inspector tools. I'm going to hit F12. Brings up our inspector down the bottom here. We've got our device toggle here, so if I click on it, now that's on an iPhone. Yep, that's fine. I'm not seeing our close button though. Let's have a look on an iPad. Yep, as you can see, our little close button is sort of floated off the end there. That's why we couldn't see it on the iPhone. So we need to fix that, because we've got no way of closing it otherwise. So let's get rid of our inspector. Enable our Visual Builder again. We'll have to do this in wireframe mode, unless you want to take your CSS off again. Here's our contact form. There's our little button, the code right there. Let's go in there. Now it's advanced and positioning. So vertical offset, we want to put these back to 0 for tablet and mobile. So I'm clicking on the little phone icon. If it's not there, just hover over the writing, it'll appear. Desktop will leave just as it is. Tablet, let's reset that to 0. And that should have automatically done it for the phone as well. That's fine. Same thing with this one. Let's go to the device settings, tablet. We'll reset that one to 0. And it should have done it on the phone as well. Fantastic. Save that. Save the page changes. And we should be good to go. Let's exit the Visual Builder and see what we've got. There's there's that one. Let's hit my F12. Okay. We need some vertical offset still on the mobile. So it wants to go up perhaps 50 pixels, something like that. Let's have a look on the tablet. Yeah, again, it wants to go up about 50 pixels or so. Let's do that and we should be done. Go to our button again, which is the code. We've got -36 there. So let's do similar on here. We'll say -50. I'll make sure there's a negative in front of it. -50 is what we want. There we go. And on the phone, same thing. It's already done it for us. I think that should do it. Of course, we could have disabled the CSS and done this on the front end, but that should work fine. Okay, F12. That's fine on the iPad now. And that's fine. You could readjust it. You could actually put that in the middle. It would look quite good. But that works pretty well for me. Working fine on the phone. And on the tablet. Fantastic. Great. So I think we're done there. Like I say, you could adjust that a little bit more on the phone if you wanted to. The only other thing I will mention is our section right here. If you have a problem with it, that the other sections are above it, let's just enable the visual builder again. Let's go into the section itself, which is right here. And advanced, and where we did our positioning with a fixed position, just below is a Z index or a Z index. If your section or pop-up is falling behind other elements, just drag this up to the right and give it a higher number until it pops over the top, and that'll take care of that. So there we have it. That is how to make a modal type pop-up box using a JavaScript button. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.